Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through all that digital noise and really focus on the insights you actually need. I mean, technology moves so incredibly fast, doesn't it? Trying to stay informed without getting totally swamped is, well, it's a real challenge. But today, we're diving into something that's not just moving fast, it feels like it's reshaping the very foundations of, our digital world. Our focus for this deep dive, it's SASE. That's S-A-S-E. Secure Access Service Edge. You've probably heard of the term floating around. It's definitely gaining traction, and honestly, for very good reason. SASE is fundamentally changing how we think about cybersecurity, cloud networking. It sits right at that busy intersection of AI, machine learning, LLMs, and this whole complex multi-cloud reality we're in. Our mission today is pretty straightforward. We're going to unpack the sources you provided, all the latest articles, research, industry reports, and we'll distill it down to give you a concise but really solid understanding of why SASE isn't just some other buzzword, why it's seen as the kind of strategic blueprint for the future.
We'll pull out those key nuggets you need to navigate this shift. Sound good?
Absolutely. And, the timing couldn't be more critical for rethinking our digital defenses. Those traditional security models, the ones built around a perimeter, they were the standard for so long.
Right, the castle and moat idea.
Exactly. But they're frankly crumbling under the pressure of today's reality. Hybrid workforces, super distributed multi-cloud setups, the old idea that inside is trusted, well, that's become pretty dangerous when your users and your data are literally everywhere.
The perimeter just dissolved, didn't it?
It really did. And that shift has opened up some major vulnerabilities. It's created this really complex, really urgent problem that, honestly, SASE is specifically designed to fix.
Okay, so let's unpack that. If the old perimeter's gone, how do we, rebuild in this scattered, decentralized world?
Yeah.
What is SASE exactly? It sounds a bit like something out of a sci-fi movie, S-A-S-E.
Yeah, it does a bit. But conceptually, it's a pretty profound step forward. Think of it like a cloud-native powerhouse. It's a single, agile framework that basically merges networking functions and security functions together.
Convergence. That's the key word.
Or it's the absolute core idea. The promise is clear. Deliver super fast, seamless access for users, no matter where they are.
Right.
While simultaneously crushing threats using this integrated, intelligent defense system built right in. It's not just a bunch of separate tools bolted together.
It's a unified architecture delivered from the cloud.
Precisely. And the really important thing to grasp is why this isn't just some small update. It's a seismic architectural shift, this convergence. It's like non-negotiable for how we operate now, hybrid, cloud first.
Makes sense.
And consider the stat from the sources, it's pretty stark. Misconfigurations, just simple setup errors.
Yeah.
They fuel a massive 70% of breaches in multi-cloud setups.
70%? Wow, that's huge.
It's staggering. And it points directly to the massive complexity of managing all these different security tools across scattered environments. SASE comes in and drastically simplifies that. By integrating everything right at the network edge, it closes those security gaps.
So it shifts security from being an afterthought, something you bolt on later.
Exactly, to something that's built in from the start. Proactive, not just reactive.
And it looks like the market is definitely seeing the need for this more coherent approach. The sources we looked at show the SASE market is projected to just skyrocket.
Yeah, the numbers are pretty wild.
From about $15.5 billion in 2025, leaping up to nearly $45 billion by 2030.
$44.68 billion, yeah.
That's a compound annual growth rate of, 23.6%?
Yeah.
That's blistering.
It really is. And these aren't just guesses, right? These are based on solid Gartner projections. And you mentioned their Magic Quadrant, the 2025 one for hybrid mesh firewalls. It's already pointing to leaders like Check Point who are strong in SaaS architecture.
So the industry money and the strategic focus, it's clearly moving in this direction, no question.
Absolutely. And the things driving that growth, they're pretty alarming, quite frankly, and urgent. We're seeing ransomware attacks spiking up 25% year over year. And maybe even scarier AI-driven attacks, they've jumped 75%.
75% increase in AI attacks. That's intense.
It is. And if you look at the industry chatter, places like X, there's this constant theme popping up. SASE is the new cybersecurity backbone.
Right. It's not just hype then.
Not at all. It's recognition of how relevant, how critical SASE is right now for fighting these sophisticated, constantly evolving threats. We're already seeing real-world examples, like versus sovereign SASE, focusing on telecom privacy needs.
Okay.
And those Hughes reports, They consistently highlight these widespread zero-trust gaps, gaps that SASE is perfectly positioned to close.
So it's a direct response to real escalating problems.
Exactly, not just theory. It's practical.
Okay, this is where, for me, it gets really interesting. Because SASE isn't about inventing totally brand new tech, is it? It's more like a smart fusion of critical stuff we already had, but making it work together properly for the first time.
That's a great way to put it. Taking the best bits, but orchestrating them into one unified intelligent system.
So what are the core pieces it's merging?
Okay, so you've got things like SD-WAN, software-defined wide area network.
Right, for optimizing the network traffic.
Yep, and directing it intelligently. Then there's SWG, Secure Web Gateway.
For secure internet access, but cloud-based.
Exactly. And CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker. That's vital for governing and securing all those cloud apps people use.
Okay, CASB, got it.
NGFW, Next Generation Firewall, for that advanced context-aware threat prevention. And then, critically, it wraps everything in zero trust principles.
The zero trust. That seems key.
Absolutely fundamental. So individually, these things all tackle different problems. But SASE, it pulls them together, turns them into this synergistic defense.
And what makes that integration so potent? Is it just having them all in one place?
It's more than that. It's how SASE elevates them into this single, cohesive, intelligent defense. And zero trust. Its role here is massive, cannot be overstated. It completely throws out the old idea of a trusted internal network.
Right, no more inside versus outside.
None. It's never trust, always verify for every single access request. Doesn't matter who the user is, where they are, what device they're using, or even what they're trying to access.
Always verify. That's a big shift.
It fundamentally changes the game. And the sources show the real-world impact. Companies using zero trust properly save, on average, $1.76 million per breach.
Wow. $1.76 million saved per breach. That's significant.
Hugely. It's not just about stopping breaches entirely, though that's the goal. It's about massively reducing the damage and cost if one happens.
How does it do that?
Mainly by stopping attackers from moving laterally inside the network once they get a foothold, and by minimizing what data they can actually steal. SASE makes that kind of pervasive zero trust actually achievable in today's messy, distributed world. It takes it from a nice idea to something practical you can manage.
And clearly companies are getting the message. This isn't just theory anymore. The adoption numbers are really telling, aren't they?
Yeah, the surge is undeniable.
Reports are showing, what, 32% of IT leaders are already actively implementing SASE?
That's right, a solid chunk are already on board.
And looking ahead, 60% of businesses plan to have SaaS in place by 2025.
60% by next year, that's a huge number.
And another 42% are specifically looking at it for sorting out their hybrid security challenges, according to that Hughes Secure Network Access report.
Yeah, those figures paint a really clear picture. It's accelerating widespread adoption, not just big enterprises either.
So SaaS isn't just something people are thinking about. They're actively doing it. It's becoming a strategic imperative.
Exactly.
And it seems like a big reason for that rapid embrace isn't just solving today's problems, but because SaaS itself is evolving so fast, it's integrating these really cutting-edge technologies. So maybe let's dive into that. How SaaS isn't just combining existing tools, but getting supercharged by AI, machine learning, and LLMs. This feels like where it really unleashes its power.
That's spot on. And you have to see it in the context of how fast threats are evolving too, right?
Yeah.
We need a smarter, more proactive defense. This integration leads to what you could call AI field threat domination.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
Think about how machine learning, ML, inside SASE platforms, Fortinet's a good example here, is now using large language models, LLMs,
Right.
for genuine real-time anomaly detection. It's not just matching known bad signatures anymore.
It's smarter than that.
Much smarter. These LLMs analyze massive, diverse data sets, user behavior, network traffic, global threat intel, all of it. And then they can actually infer intent. They spot subtle weirdness, deviations that old rule-based systems would totally miss.
Like what kind of thing?
Like maybe a tiny but significant change in how a user's account is making API calls, something that signals a deepfake-driven attack trying to mess with sensitive data.
Okay. Very subtle.
Very subtle, but SASE, because it has that inline security, can see it and proactively block it before damage is done.
It's huge, plucking it before it executes.
Exactly. And this level of intelligence, it's cutting incident response times by a documented 30% in cloud workloads. That's a real tangible benefit. It flips the posture from reactive to, well, almost predictive.
And this must tie into that idea of a zero-trust cloud fortress too, right? How SASE uses its CASB and SWG parts.
Directly. Those components provide incredibly granular access control, which
Mm.
is critical now.
Especially with AI attacks and all those LLM APIs popping up everywhere and multi-cloud setups, securing them must be a nightmare.
It's a major challenge. But SASE's dynamic enforcement helps massively. For example, say someone tries to access sensitive data from their personal phone, an unmanaged device.
Okay.
SASE might let them view the document based on policy,
Right.
but because the policy is enforced dynamically across the network and application layers, it would automatically block them from downloading or printing it.
Very granular control based on context.
Exactly. And with ransomware up 25%, it's really no shock that 89% of IT leaders are making securing those LLM APIs and cloud apps a top priority.
Yeah, 89%.
Yeah.
They see the risk. It's about guarding the new crown jewels wherever they are.
You got it. And that flows right into what we're seeing as scalable edge-to-cloud optimization and significant efficiency gains, too.
Okay, how so?
Well, SD-WAN, as a core part of SaaS, isn't just optimizing bandwidth anymore. It's using AI agents.
AI agents running the network.
Sort of. They intelligently route traffic based on real-time network conditions and security policies.
Also smarter routing.
Much smarter. And the impact isn't just faster speeds, it's leading to documented energy demand reductions of 35%.
35% less energy. That's a big deal for costs and sustainability.
Huge deal. Plus, this intelligent routing and policy stuff is vital for handling things like disinformation security in these complex hybrid environments. And beyond that, SaaS slashes inference latency, the delay in getting AI results back by 50% in these edge cloud hybrid setups.
50% less latency. That's critical for Gen AI and real-time apps.
Absolutely critical. It aligns perfectly with those demanding workloads. And these efficiency boosts, this optimized performance, there are major reasons for that continued 23.6% growth rate we talked about. It just makes business sense.
Okay, so zooming out a bit. What does all this mean for the bigger picture globally? And maybe more personally, for professionals listening, for you listening, trying to stay ahead, this isn't just some abstract tech trend, right? It has real-world consequences.
Definitely. Globally, those NTT 2025 trends we saw in the sources, they flat out call SaaS the unified platform needed to fight off the coming wave of Gen AI threats.
So it's seen as essential globally.
Yes. And the adoption isn't uniform. There are interesting geopolitical aspects. China and Europe, for instance, are really leading the charge on developing sovereign SaaS models.
Sovereign models.
Meaning
Yeah.
they're focused heavily on data privacy, meeting local regulations like GDPR and IS2, and keeping national control over their critical digital infrastructure.
So SaaS becomes a tool for data sovereignty too, not just security.
Exactly. It has strategic national implications.
And what about individuals, the career angle?
That's where it gets really exciting for people in tech. This shift is creating huge opportunity.
We're seeing this career rocket upskilling trend.
Yeah. SAFE certifications are booming up 25% year over year.
25% growth in certs.
Wow. And resources like CompTIA's SAFE certs, or like getting skilled with tools like Palo Alto Prisma.
Yep.
They're pathways for people to move into these crucial roles focused on secure digital transformation.
You mentioned a number. 170 million jobs created by 2030 from these kinds of shifts. What do those jobs actually look like?
Well, it's not just traditional network engineers. We're talking about new specializations, things like SASE architects, cloud security analysts focused on integrated platforms, zero trust implementation specialists, even AI and ML security engineers who know how to blend security with these intelligence systems. It's a whole new class of expertise.
So it's not just replacing old jobs, but creating new types of roles.
Absolutely. Roles focused on managing this unified intelligent security posture across really diverse environments. It's a massive opportunity if you want to future-proof your skills.
Okay, opportunities there.
Yeah.
But it can't all be smooth sailing, right? What about the challenges, the pitfalls?
No, it's definitely not plug and play. That's a crucial point. Industry chatter, like on X again, often warns about implementation challenges. One figure that stands out is that almost half, 47% of organizations, will likely need help from a managed service provider, an MSP, to get SaaS implemented successfully.
Nearly half need outside help, so it's complex to deploy.
It requires careful planning, deep expertise, and importantly, ongoing management to really get the value out of it. It's not set it and forget it. And then there are real regulatory risks too, like those potentially huge NIS2 compliance fines in Europe if you get it wrong.
Right. So getting expert guidance and doing it properly, aligning with global standards, is absolutely critical.
Non-negotiable, really. SaaS is incredibly powerful, but you unlock that power through smart strategy and careful execution.
Okay, so let's try and bring this all together. It feels abundantly clear that SaaS isn't just, a passing fad or another acronym for the buzzword bingo card.
Not at all.
It really is a foundational strategic framework. It's how organizations are going to have to secure their data, their users, their networks in this increasingly complex world, cloud-driven, AI-powered, all of it. It seems like the essential convergence point for so many critical technologies shaping things right now.
Couldn't agree more. And that's precisely why getting a solid grasp of SASE is just paramount. For anyone navigating the future of tech, whether you're an IT pro building these systems or a business leader making decisions about digital resilience, you need to understand this.
Yeah.
It goes right back to that need you mentioned, getting knowledge quickly, thoroughly, because this isn't just a shift. It's arguably the new standard, and it's moving incredibly fast.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with a final thought, perhaps. As SASE keeps evolving, as it integrates even more deeply with AI, adapts to global privacy needs, data sovereignty, how might our whole understanding of security and network fundamentally change? Not just for big companies, but for us, for our individual digital lives, our privacy. What does that look like in the next few years?
That's a fascinating question to ponder.
Indeed. Something for you to think about as we wrap up this deep dive into the Secure Access Service Edge. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay curious, keep learning, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.